So just stay tuned as we go on a short break. If you are just joining us, this is the Sport Hour Show. You can join us and contribute to our discussion through social media platforms, and phone numbers are shown on your screen right now. Our guest today is a friend of the house. He's been here several times, and is a journalist of immense experience, talent, and of course, and is an analyst with Al Jazeera newspaper. Mr. George Jai, welcome again.
A very good morning to you.
How have you been, sir?
We are very fine, and then we thank Almighty God for counting us among
your belly is getting bigger and bigger day by day.
It is God. It is God.
Yeah, it is well. So thank you for joining us today. And so we'll begin with the very first story, sharing news anyway, as from Kenya, where we have the World Under-20 Championship taking place right now. And Nigeria have claimed the 4x4 relay gold right there in Kenya. This is a cherry news coming from that Nairobi, Kenya. This cherry news coming from that axis. When you look at what happened at the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but then we have seen the other 20 athletes doing us proud in Nairobi.
It is a very cheering news indeed, according to you. I want to believe that Nigeria have all it takes to get it right, if all things being equal. All things being equal in the sense that if you put on a better preparation for Nigeria talent, they are equal to tasks anytime, any day. I think the problem we have during the 2020 Tokyo Olympic in Japan is as a result of many challenges that we have as a country in terms of crises that have already digging deep in many federations, because where we're supposed to get much medal during that Olympic, which that happen to be athletics, they are in serious issue. But now that the coast is getting clearer, small, yeah, I believe Nigeria will be able to put their house in order and get it right for the country.
You know, this under-20 athletes now. Now we have Johnson Emani, Inabog Esoko, Okpayomoke, and Bamdele Ajayi, who broke the record, you know, in a time of 3.1970, and which is the record. They broke the previous record, so now they've set a new record in this championship, which is a good one for Nigeria.
Yeah, like I said, if all hands on decks, I believe Nigeria have all it takes. If you look at the like of that Bamidele Ajayi, fortunately, it's my brother namesake. He was the one that he really tried a lot of. He really puts a lot of energy, a lot of strength for us to get to this record. And then I believe many athletes are watching him. They want to be like him. They want to make name like other athletes that have already made those names. So it's a very good thing for Nigeria. Let them keep on shining in Kenya. Our prayer are with them.
Yes, like you said, the Bamdele Oke was the one that he ran the third leg, yeah, and that was the most crucial leg, because whoever gets to that point, whoever is living at that point, you have the advantage of winning that race. Yeah. And yes, and they did very well. Yeah. So we give kudos to the under-20 athletes who are doing us proud right now in Nairobi, and the tournament still continues. So there we'll see how Nigeria will play out their other games in the championship. Now, talking about athletics, but on a good note now as well, to an American university, they've granted our own dearest Ezebrume admission. Now, this is Ezebrume was a girl that got out our first medal in Tokyo Olympics, a silver medal in long jump. Yeah. And you can see her on your screen right there. So now she'll be given a scholarship. Admission in US, which is good for Louisiana State University, to be precise. So which is a good one for her right now. I know she studies right now in Czech. Is it Czech?
It's Czech, yeah.
Yes. Yes, yes, that's where she's schooling. She's schooling right now. But then she's going to be going to the US, to further education. This is a plus, a win for AC Brume. Let's talk about.
Oh, honestly, when I read the news, it was a very cheering news, like you said. But I believe that many smiles are coming to Nigeria way this time around, and then it's a very good step for the young girl, because in that particular place you are going to get the right training, you are going to get the facility that you needed to train, and then you are going to get a whole lot of people around you that will tell you that you can do it, and then you will have opportunity to combine both your education and your sporting career. I believe that come 2024 in Paris, she won a very first silver medal for us in Tokyo. Yes. I believe that with this development coming to our way, she'll be able to put everything together and then get to Paris 2024. She'll be able to get good.
There's something about this Brume family actually.
Yeah. Even the brother is an athlete.
Yes, the
100
brother.
meter race. Yeah.
Yes, the brother of course is the one that I made a mistake earlier. He's the one going to the American University. Yeah. So and it's a Brume too. She's also going to the Czech Republic University. Yeah. So and this talent, it is a Brume's family. Yeah. And I think there was a report whereby the NFF president said it was one that discovered it's a Brume. Yes, because there he was the Delta State Sports Commissioner, yeah. And the Brume is from Delta State. And so there's something about South states that they to turn out talent when it comes to
it is not about talent. I want to correct one impression this morning. There is no place in Nigeria that we don't have sports talent. But the truth of the matter is that Delta State is special because they put the right resources on ground. If you go to Delta State, you discover that many of the athletes, even in football, in anything that we are doing, they always come from, because the administrator there, the governors, even maybe the sports administrator, they are able to put energy, they are able to put resources on sports. Do you know how much they are we know what happened in Abuja National Sports Festival. Yes. Here. He was the one, the governor was promising athletes 1 million per medal. So this thing alone will make athletes think that why won't I get this thing? It's in me, I can do
and
it. So
some athletes got more than 3 gold medals.
There was an athlete that got like 4 gold medals and 6 silver medals. We were even counting the money for the young girl.
Already a millionaire.
Already a millionaire. We counted close to 10-something million for the athletes that time during the National Sports Festival. So give it to Delta State. They are trying their best. If I'm going to say he was the one that discovered a Brume or not, we have a lot of people that can do it. The only thing is to put the right thing in the right direction.
Yes, I agree with you. By the time you put in the right people, at the right positions, things will things will get better for us in the country. Also, let's leave our athletics and let's go to football. That's the popular sport we have in Nigeria and the unifying factor as well too. But then Nigeria has been drawn against the Pharaohs of Egypt, Sudan and Guinea-Bissau ahead of the 2021 AFCON that will take place in Cameroon. We are meeting Egypt, and we know how in recent times we have been struggling against Egypt, Tunisia, the Arab nations. Yeah. So we have seen the struggles in recent times. But again, Roy is saying that they will not go. They will not. I mean, they're not scared of Salah, because now Salah is the main guy in the Egypt team. So he's saying they're not scared of Salah and everything. Of course, we can't be scared of any player, but we know the pedigree that Egypt has, when it comes to African football. And we'll be playing against Egypt, Sudan, and Guinea-Bissau. I expect, in my own view, that Nigeria and Egypt should qualify from that group and leave out Sudan and Guinea-Bissau. But then, African football cannot be predicted that way. Sudan can decide to pick up a surprise, or even Guinea-Bissau. So let me pick your brain about this particular draw.
I just have 2 points on this issue.
Okay.
We start from our beloved coach that's saying he's not scared of Salah. I just want him to know that
you have Ahmed Musa.
Okay, I just want him to know. I'm not even going in that realm. You shouldn't be scared of Salah. You should be scared of Egypt. Be it as it may, Egypt is one of the country that you have to reckon with in terms of football in the country. Be it as it may. So you should just be scared of Pharaohs of Egypt, not Salah. Because if you look at the European football, if you are scared of Messi, Aguero is there to give you surprise. If you are scared of, and then you put all your arsenal on the like of Di Maria, another player there to even score more than that. What they need is to, even if you are just telling the people your card, the coach will work on you. You put 2, 3 players to be marking Salah, and then they will just speak to one player. You can do it. Salah doesn't have 2 heads. So I want him to just be scared of Egypt, not Salah, not one person
because
alone.
Egypt is a compact team.
It's just a compact team.
The interesting about this particular Egypt is that the bulk of their players are
play in their home soil.
Yes,
they know the terrain, they know themselves. It's not as if you are expecting much foreign base unlike our home. Yes. You know, it's what an opposite. Egypt and Nigeria is like opposite west, because we base on the foreign-based athletes. Without them, we believe we cannot just get it right. But for Egypt, their own is that even if they are going to invite the foreign base, it will be like 2 or 3, which to me is very good point. And then looking at the team, which is my second point, I don't think we should scared of anything, because we have been our coach Kenneth Roth has been in the flank of Super Eagles for a long period of time. I don't think there should be a complaint on any excuse for him this time around, because you have known your player, you've used to your player, you play with them, you play a lot of friendly. The Nigeria Football Federation took you to foreign training, foreign abroad. So I don't think he has any excuse at all not to deliver. And then this time around, if we are not getting right to get our 4th trophy in the issue of AFCON, it will be very difficult for us, because we have all it takes. We are playing in Cameroon that happens to be our neighboring state. There is no issue. There will not be issue of acclimatization. There is no issue of fatigue. Is a journey. So I believe if we start the preparation on time, and then we pick the right player at the right time, not looking at this one will bring a tithe and offering for me at the end of the day. So that's why I'm putting we are going to get it, because Egypt, as we speak, they are not better than Nigeria this time around. Senegal, as we speak, they are not better than Nigeria at this point in time. So if all things being equal, I believe that Nigeria will do well.
No, as it stands, Gedero has no choice than to win the AFCON for Nigeria. He has been the Super Eagles coach for almost 6 years right now, and 5
years plus.
Yes, so he has no choice now. He is condemned. I put that word. He is condemned to ensure that he wins the 4th trophy for Nigeria. But anything less than a trophy for Nigeria, we don't want 3rd place. We are used to 3rd place. In fact, we have the record of 3rd place.
Well, 3rd place is even many. We don't want it. We have
the record of 3rd place in the AFCON 8 times. So which is beyond. We are beyond that. So all we need to have that 4th trophy. The last time we won the AFCON was in 2013 by later Stephen Keshi, and since then we have not won that trophy. So 2021, that's by next year. I think is in February. February, 2022. Of course, it's 2021.
It's like Tokyo 2020 that was playing in 2021.
It will be this year, but because of COVID-19. So it's next year, and so we will see how Nigeria will perform in Cameroon. But let's go a little bit back to the Olympics. That's 2020 Olympics, where a judoka, Enku Ekuta, she was not able to make it to Tokyo, and she was not happy because of certain things that happened between the federation and the sport ministry. Prior to that, they had said that they were going to pick only some sports will go and participate in Tokyo, leaving out some sports because of lack of funds, and judo happened to be one of those sports that was not represented in Tokyo. And Enko Ekuta, who is a personal friend as well too, and she was not happy about the fact when we met in Edo during a sports festival. Of course, she did well for her. She's from Akwa Ibom, and she did well for her state. So I remember then she was saying that she was not happy that she was not going to go to Olympics, despite the fact that she qualified for the games, but because of the fact that certain things were not be put in place and the government could not sponsor, judos, So, but now she's looking forward to Paris 2024, and this is a girl that I know has won medals for Nigeria in World Championships, and she's a very, very good judoka who can give us some medals in Olympics come Paris 2024, and it's telling now. Of course, we're going to have a new sports minister by that time.
Yeah. God's willing.
Yes, of course. Because my fear right now is that the minister there have very little time to prepare. I think this minister had the longest time to prepare for Olympics.
Ogajide, when we are talking about Nigeria, I always have serious issue about Nigeria. The way things are structured in the country, we still go back to the challenge we have in Tokyo. Because if you are a sport minister, I am here to say this, assuming that Long still remained a minister that took this team to Olympic, he must have learned one lesson in 2016 that he wouldn't want to reoccur. But unfortunately for us, another government will come and then they will bring their people. The person they are bringing will start afresh. Sunday that he said he has already learned his lesson in Tokyo, but it's not as if we are just saying it too. He might not be there in 2024 because by that time we must have another government, and then he might not be choosing to be a minister again. It means the person is going to start afresh. And which I think the sports administration should just look at it, because it's affecting us seriously. They will just come maybe 1 year or 2 years to the Olympic. Olympic preparation is 4 years. You have to start. You have to start on time for you to get it right. Look at this judoka we are talking about, Kuta. The lady has been prepared very well for this Olympic, because of inadequate resources from the ministry, and then from the federation. They said that because he did not win one medal in one particular tournament, that's why she was unable to go to. So all those things should not be there for a young lady that have mission for the country.
The girl has put in all her efforts. Judo is not an easy sport. So it's almost like as if you are doing taekwondo.
Taekwondo, it's static,
Yeah, it's not easy, but then this is a game that can easily get injured. Break your neck, break your hand, anything. But this girl still went ahead. I know a very young girl who's in university. I can't recall it, but she's still in school. But then our dreams were cut short because of one kind of policy, thereabout. But then she has overcome that mystery, and she looks forward to Paris 2024.
I would like to encourage her not to lose hope in whatever thing she has in mind to achieve in life, because when you lose hope, you will not get there. What advice I will give to her right now is that get prepared. Start your early preparation. Don't look at what country will do for you, because as far as I'm concerned, we have many games that Nigeria can get medal in any Olympic, but because we are not used to it, we don't want to put our resources to. They will be thinking that how will I put my resources on judoka? Maybe if she was given the opportunity, she might be lucky to even get the medal for the country. But if you say that, okay, this game is not popular, this one is not, this is one, you don't know what can give you medal. It means you have to prepare all the sport federation for this event. So we encourage Kuta not to lose hope. The sky is even the starting point for her.
The sky is starting point for Enku Ekuta. Okay, so let's move away from judo and go back to football. For this time for the Falconet, that's the Falconet, the female team. where they have camp. They're right now in Abuja camp. 27 players have arrived to camp ahead of their qualifiers for the Costa Rica 2022. 27 players are right here in Abuja, and they are beginning their training ahead of the World Cup in Costa Rica. Nigeria have qualified for the World Cup 9 times and finished as runner-ups on 2 occasions in 2010 and in 2014. And of course, in quarterfinals 4 times. That's in 2004, 2004, 2006, 2008, and then 2018. So this is right now. We have 27 players in camp who will be donning the nation. Who of course, the coach Danjuma, he will pick his players that will go and represent Nigeria in Costa Rica. So let me get your thoughts. What are the chances of the Falconets, to make history in Costa Rica?
To be candid with you, the chances are very bright.
Why do you say so?
If all things being equal, because that's my motto. If it's like you are a farmer, you don't plant a corn when the rain was falling. And then when other people are now harvesting, you want to harvest. That is why I say if all things be equal. Okay. That is, if you start your preparation on time. We are still going to play qualifier game with the CAR, that is the Central Africa Republic in September, where the second leg will be played in Lagos in October. It's not as if we are there already. We need to just start preparation for World Cup. Let us have the mind that we are there already. Because
we believe that CAR, that's African Republic, cannot match
that is what we Nigeria used to think. They are country. They are country on their own. That is what we said when Cape Verde came to Benin. We said, we are going to beat them 5-0, 100-0. And before you know, we scored the first goal. They scored the first goal. We were 4 goals up. They equalized.
4-4.
4-4. I believe that if they give like 10 minutes to that game, because of our mentality as a player is going down, and then their own is going out, that we can do it. So in Africa, there is no mind, there is no pushover.
Yes.
You cannot just say that there are nowhere to do it.
It's changing.
No, as a Nigeria, we are going to beat them. But when we look at it critically, we cannot just say
on
no.
paper. On paper, we are better.
We are better.
But of course, when you get to the pitch.
But when you get to the pitch, that is when you know which is which.
So they'll be playing their qualifiers series against African Republic, Central African Republic, and then we'll know those. The coach, he actually invited 35 players, but only 27 are in camp right now. But then I'm sure he's still expecting more players to come around for the camping exercise ahead of the qualifier series. Okay, still talking about football, but this time around, a certain Cristiano Ronaldo has rubbish reports of his return to Real Madrid, as well reports leaking into Man City and PSG. He said he is done and dusted Real Madrid, that his records are in the museum. Nobody can touch it. Yes, nobody can touch his record in Bernabeu Museum. But of course, going to Man City, it is unthinkable. But if it goes to PSG, that's going to be in fact, they should just give all the trophies, European trophies, to PSG.
I disagree with you.
But he said he's not going anywhere. But then, in football, you can't just say you're not going anywhere. If reports coming out, anything can happen in football. I've seen some players who said they can never play under Mourinho. Some like Fabregas. Yes. He said he can never play under Mourinho, but he did. Samuel Eto'o. So he can never. So footballers, he can't rely on their words. But now he's obviously doing the reports. But let's look at it now. If Ronaldo goes to PSG, that is going to be it's going to be, I don't know how to even call that kind of thing. Having Messi, having Ronaldo, having Neymar,
having Di Maria,
having the best players.
See,
they're going to destroy.
See, firstly, everybody. let me just say.
But I would like it if Ronaldo goes to PSG.
That is your own opinion. But what I just want to say about this matter is that thank God that Ronaldo did not rubbish the link with Manchester United, where I think where he gets his fame in. Like maybe he's thinking of going back to Manchester United. That's why he did not even rubbish any reports of that club. But for the question you ask, it is not about parading the stars. It's about making use of them. If you don't have a very reserved and good coach, it is very, very extremely difficult for you to manage the player that you are piling up.
So are we saying that Pochettino cannot manage?
I did not say so. But when I look at his little biography and everything, if Ronaldo goes to that place, one day they are going to beat him. Because you are parading the player. If the player is not played to expectation, you will try as much as possible to remove the player and put another person. It will start issue in that particular club. And then aside that, when you play Messi, you play Ronaldo, there will be this surface kind of, even if you have a chance of giving him to score the goal, you will say, no, I want to take the glory. I want to score the goal.
Okay,
so
okay.
It will be very difficult.
Too many cooks will spoil.
And then before you know like this, you will not be getting results. And then once you are not getting results, the administrator that puts money on ground will put pressure on you. Before you know, you will not get it right. So I'm not.
But having Ronaldo play with Messi, that's going to be a kill.
They will still play, but it is when all of them retire. Not now. I'm not seeing it coming. They will still play.
But that's going to be the biggest. This transfer market, I just enjoyed the way PSG went about this transfer market. Almost all the players, the 5 players they brought came on free transfer.
Yeah, look at the lack of
Donnarumma. Okay, except for Hakimi that was brought from Inter Milan, and this former Liverpool player that also brought as well too. 4th player on free transfer. But then the biggest one is that short man called Lapuga, of course, who is making money for them. In fact, it's sold as his jersey within minutes.
I think that's what they will get this year, because the Champions League that you are thinking, it might be difficult for them.
Yeah, they might.
But they will sell the jersey, the shoe, all the accessory for Messi. Is they say within the 30 minutes, all the material they have in stock got finished.
Yes, got finished.
It means they have to be forced to go and print another one.
That's because of the kind of pool he has as a player. They call him GOAT, greatest of all time. Okay, so let's leave that now, because of course Ronaldo is not going to PSG. He's going to remain in Juventus for the time being, and of course he has his sights on winning. He has won the league, but of course he wants to win a Champions League to make it sixth time he winning the league with Juventus. I hope he gets that. I hope he gets the trophy by the end of the season. Okay, so let's go to tennis, where that's Alep has produced her first win after coming back from an injury. Alep has been injured for a very long time. She's one of my favorite tennis player, Simona Alep. She got injured a long time ago, and she came back and has secured her first victory since May. When she defeated Margarita Linette at ATP WTA Cincinnati Masters. Once a champion. So she came back from her injury, and of course she's shown that yes, even though I was out for a very long time, I still have the capacity to defeat anybody. And of course, our opponent is not; she's unranked, so that meant little or nothing for Simona Alep, and she came back. She's just one of my favorites female. In fact, I look forward to seeing her one day. To just tell her how much I admire this girl. But I'm glad she came back, and she's back on her feet, and then she's doing what she knows best, being the champion, and also champion.
I think it's a very good comeback for her, because like you now, we have millions of people around the world that still like the way she play.
Of course.
And then the passions you put to it.
Yes.
And then I have to say congratulations to you and many fans of this young lady that she.
I wish she was a Nigerian, but of course she's from Romania.
She's from Romania, and then and she's doing well. Well, what I just want to say is that when we are talking about the game of tennis, it's about energy, it's about the strength, and then most of them easily go to injury on time. But now that she's back, I believe she'll be able to keep on.
And her injury was calf injury, because
that's the main
calf
main
injury.
issue.
By the time you move forward, left, right.
That's why I say it's about energy, it's about movements, and then if you are not there, if you are nursing injury, you cannot just play tennis. The little one we play, when we play Swan game, for like four days, I wasn't myself. So we wish her well.
That's because you don't practice every day. But she practices almost every day,
Okay.
and I'm just really happy that she's back, actually. So let's see how she's going to challenge for more honors in, she's the current US Open champion, undisputed champion at the moment. Simon Alep, welcome back. Okay, so back again to football, but this time around the invitational tournament called Aisha Buhari Cup, where the Super Falcons have been paired against Morocco and Mali in Group A. And this tournament starts in September 13th to 31st, to 21st in Lagos. So now we are going to be seeing 6 teams and South Africa. So let's talk about this group. That's Nigeria, Morocco, and Mali.
The little I know about Nigeria female football is that, be it as it may, we still remain on top.
Yes, we are the African powers.
Yes,
when it
we
comes
still
to
remain
football.
on top. There is no doubt about it. And then we have another added advantage, that this game is going to be played in our home soil, which is Lagos, Nigeria. So I don't see any much challenge on our group. Morocco is not that a team that is strong in terms of female football. Likewise, though the Malis, they always try their best, but with the kind of players that the Nigeria have at the right time. And then don't forget, we have a foreign coach that will be that will be on the line to be dishing the instructions for the guests. I believe it's going to be a very good outing for Super Falcons of Nigeria. And then at the end of the whole the tournament, I am rooting for my beloved country, despite the fact that things are not working well for the country. But I believe that we are going to come on top of that particular tournament.
Yeah, I look forward to being in Lagos this period to watch this tournament, all things being equal, so that I can bring to you events that happened in Lagos. So let's go to volleyball this time around, where the Nigerian Volleyball Federation had invited 54 players to camp ahead of the 2021 African Nations Cup. I'm so glad that sport is now coming back. Tournaments here and there, so football tournaments, tennis tournaments, now it's now volleyball, and of course 54 players have been invited to camp, ahead of the African Nations Cup coming up very soon, and we hope to see them to pick the best players that are going to represent Nigeria, when the tournament starts. I think it's going to be I think October. Yes,
October. Yes,
October.
Yeah.
So we hope to see what happens in this tournament, and thank God we are very
what play out in Tokyo is something that, though I saw a little bit improvement, because the player, they proved themselves, because most of them, because basketball is going to the way of football in Nigeria nowadays. Because if you look at the team that are playing in Tokyo, there is no home-based player. All of them are foreign-based players.
Yes.
Even the
Afro
basketball that is coming up in the couple of days now, it means we are going to have all these foreign-based players.
Because we don't have a functional league at the moment.
But the basketball was trying to say that it's because of the issue that they have. See, that's what I used to say. Is the crisis in basketball? We know we have crisis, and then if we did not put our house in order, there is no how all this little challenge will leave our society. Okay. That is the truth of the matter.
Talking about crisis now, and on a good note, the AFN crisis has been, at least like we said earlier, has been
at least a bit resolved.
Now WA, that's what athletics, they've come on board and said we are in support of Tonobok Okowa as the president of the AFN.
They even released the password to him.
So we are now saying. But then I still expect the Guso board to still fight, maybe go to CAS.
The only thing Guso can do now is to hold Nigeria in the neck through the Puma the Puma shameful.
Yes.
That's to me, because when the world body have recognized a particular, that's what happened. They recognize this kidder. Of basketball. That is why Tijani was unable to get everything, because they'll be communicating with him. Guso will not be able to go to any tournament, even if he's claiming to be president. He will not go to any tournament. Why was he not in Tokyo? Because of the politics that have been played. But me, as a stakeholder, as the person that love this sport to grow, we don't want crisis in all this our federation. Look at the basketball. They will have done better in Tokyo if all hands are on desk. Let's say people in Tijani camp, they have the intelligence, but because I want to be in power, because I want to do this, and I look at what played out about the minister and all these things. During the Dalong, he was supporting Kida. This one came now, he was supporting Kida. But what we put an end to the issue of this basketball is by September, when the federation election will come. I want to employ all the stakeholders. Come to the table. I don't see why we don't have 4 or 5
this election presidents. This election now, will it go the way of the AFN?
This AFN election is done and dusted.
Will it go the way whereby we will see parallel elections? Some camp go and do elections.
We had it in basketball up to this present moment. So we had it in basketball. But I think if we are to tell ourselves the truth right now, parallel election does not take us to anywhere in the country, because it divides the attention. Sponsor will not be there. Nobody wants to recognize. Look at when NFF have crisis, they have no sponsor. But now, except they want to tell lie, they have a lot of sponsors, except they didn't want to tell Nigeria what they are getting.
So I hope just to have all these crises, and so that our sports industry can move on. Then before we leave, let's talk about the Aqua United, who are the champions of the Nigerian Football League. Of course, they'll be going for the maiden edition in the maiden participation in the CAF Champions League. But then they have set to sack 11 players, and of course recruit players that are tested for the Champions League. I was in Benin about 2 weeks ago thereabout, and I spoke with the coach, Kennedy Boboye, and he said some players will leave for other players to come on board. Right now they're in camp, preparing for the Champions League, which will start next month, and they have some qualifying series draws to go through, being the first time in the Champions League. So we'll wish them all the best in but I'm always just surprised that they're sacking about 11 players to recruit more players, but then that is what the club wants, and I wish them all the best when the game starts. Just because my project is taking out of time.
For me, playing in the CAF Champions League for the first time is a very good one for Aqua United, but for me, sacking 11 players, 11 months to to the commencement of the tournament is not that good enough, because by now what you need to just be doing is to be playing friendly matches for you to know the player that are fit, the player that are not fit, and then your second 11. So letting the 11 player out of the team at this period might not be something that is good for the club.
Yes, that will be good, but then they know what they're doing. So let's just take the fixtures for this weekend. In the Premier League, of course, Liverpool take on Burnley. Aston Villa will welcome Newcastle. Brentford, the people that destroyed Arsenal in their match day 1, of course, they'll be going to Crystal Palace. Leeds, they also lost that game against Man U, but they will be hosting Everton. Man City also lost that game against Tottenham. We welcome Norwich, and Brighton, Watford. In Germany, it's going to be Dortmund against Wolfsburg. Bayern Leverkusen against Borussia Gladbach, and of course Serie A starts this weekend, and Inter against Girona, Torino against Atalanta, Verona against Sassuolo, and in Spain it's going to be Barcelona against Athletic Club. That's going to be a very tough one for Barcelona, going to Atletico Club. They don't find it easy a normal day, and again they are missing the talisman, Messi. So it's going to be hard for them. So, but it's just a little can bring you from the fixtures from across on Saturday. So this is where. So let me just thank our guests for coming again for today's show. We appreciate your coming and for your insightful analysis into the world of sports that concerns us as Nigeria, of course. And well, thank you for coming, Mr. Joe.
I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Okay, so this is where we draw the curtain for today's program. We hope you've enjoyed every bit. So to come again, same time, same station next week, we say enjoy the rest of your day and have a splendid weekend ahead. I remain Olushola Lojide. Bye.
Cathedral, Diocese of Warri, Anglican Communion.